Hi, folks. All right, so real quick demo here on how to add materials to your Blender file. Okay, so I have just a really simple, basic um, object here made in Blender. It's got two separate objects, a roof and then the actual walls, and then a ground plane. So this is not a super detailed explanation, but I'm going to explain basically how to get the materials from the website into your project. All right, so the first thing you're going to need to do is open the website that I linked on our classroom. I've linked two different sites. I'll show you how to use both of them, but they're both pretty similar. So the first I'm going to use is this one called blendermats.com. Okay, this one's really simple. It breaks down materials into a couple of different categories. They don't have a ton, but it's really easy to use, so I'm just going to start with this one. So let's say I want to find metal, for example, and I know for sure that I want, let's say, sort of this kind of a metal right here. All right, so I find a material that I like and just click download. It'll download fairly quickly. You'll see up here in the top of your Chrome window, it'll download. And this file here is called Metal 1 Mat. So I want to remember that name. Sometimes the names are really funky. If you want to change the name, you can click this little folder right here. It's going to download into your downloads folder here. So here is the material that I just downloaded called Metal 1 Mat, and it's got a .blend extension, so I can use this. So I'm going to come back over here to Blender, all right, and at the file on the file menu up here, I'm going to choose File, and I'm going to choose Append. Append is like adding one file into another file. So when I choose Append, it's going to pop up a file viewer. In this case, I want to click on my Downloads folder, and down here at the bottom, I'll see I have a ton of files. You don't have as many as I do, so it should be a little easier for you to find it. But here's the one I just downloaded, metal1mat.blend. All right, and if I then select it and click Append, it's going to show me a whole bunch of folders. All right, the folder that I want is the one that's labeled Material. All right, so I open Material, and then here's the metal that I just downloaded. I guess it's aluminum. So I choose that and I click Append. So nothing's going to happen immediately. All right, but what I need to do is I need to apply this material to my model. So I know this is a little weird making a aluminum house, but just for demonstration, this will work just fine. So let's say I want to make this roof out of the aluminum material. So over here on the right side, I want to choose my materials tab down here at the bottom. It's the little red sort of circular looking object down here. And then up here at the top, it automatically is going to have a material just called material. But right here next to it, this little drop down right here, if you click that, you'll see right there is the material that I just loaded in. So if I just simply click on this right here, oh no, what happened? I don't see anything. Don't forget, you have to choose the materials view up here at the top, and then indeed, look at that, you do see that material appear on my object. And it looks nice and shiny, just like it should. For metal, it doesn't always look perfect. Sometimes you're going to have to do some adjusting to get it to work, but best case scenario, it just works like that, and it's really simple. So there you have it. Let's add another one. So I'll do one from, let's say, the other website that I've given you guys. So this is blendermats.com, and it has a pretty decent range of a few different materials, wood, metal, a few things like that. But let's say I want something a little bit more exotic. This site here is called Polyhaven, and it has a few more a bit more variety. So let's say I click over here on wood, and here's a whole bunch of different types of wood materials. So I have some that look like bark, some that look like boards, all different kinds of wood. So let's say I want to do the sides of my house, let's say with these wooden planks. Okay, I just click the download link up here. This file is a little bigger, so it's going to take a little bit longer to download. It should download for free, and this downloads a file called Dark Wooden Plank. If I click the little folder right here, it'll open, and you'll see right here is that file I just downloaded. But you'll notice this is a zip file. It has a zip. So before I can use this, I have to double click it, which will then open the folder right here. And if I go into that folder, you'll see I now have my blend file right here. Okay, so this one's called Dark Wooden Planks with a blend extension. All right, so back to Blender. Again, I go File, Append. Okay, and in my Downloads folder now, I have a folder here called Dark Wooden Planks. All right, if I open that up, there is my Dark Wooden Planks file. When I hit Append, it's going to, again, show me this big list of folders. I want to choose the Material folder, and then there's my material. Click Append. Okay, now again, nothing's going to happen immediately, but if I select my house right here, and then over here is my materials, click this little drop down, and you'll see right there, Dark Wooden Planks. Now this may not look very good, but I'm going to try it. Select it, and there you have it. So you might notice they look really huge. If I was going to do something like a small shed or something like that, that kind of might be okay. But what if I think that looks ridiculous? Like I want to make the planks a whole lot smaller. Okay, so this is a little bit more advanced than I maybe wanted to get into, but just in case you want to, up here at the top are these different tabs, and I want to choose the one that says UV editing. Okay, now you'll see my window now splits in two. Over here in my Blender window, you want to make sure that I have my materials view selected. If it's over to the side, you can use two fingers like this on your touchpad to scroll over and choose the shading tab. Okay. The problem, what has happened here is it has kind of stretched those planks out over a really large area. All right, and what I want to do is I want to shrink the size of those planks down. So in my view window over here, if I press A, it will select all the faces of my object. Okay, now over here in this window, what the heck is this? This is kind of a layout of how it is arranged those planks in my document. Okay, the same commands that I use in my regular Blender window, I can use over here. So if I press A, it'll select all those faces. And if I press S for scale, I can stretch it out. And if I do that, watch what happens over here in my view window. You see, indeed, look at that. It has squished those boards so that they are, a little bit more convincing in the way they fit on the sides of the house. And now it actually kind of looks like the sides of a house. Okay. Hopefully that is helpful, and hopefully that gives you a little bit of a head start on adding materials into your Blender scene. Thank you.